If you're watching this video and you're already over 50, I want you to take a few seconds and ask yourself a very simple question. When was the last time you truly felt good in the morning? Not just okay, not just I got through it. I mean that feeling where your body feels light, your mind feels clear, you can get up without overthinking it, and you don't have to tell yourself, well, I guess this is just what getting older feels like. I ask that question because in my clinic, I've noticed something that keeps repeating itself year after year. People over 50 rarely come in because of one specific disease. They come in because of something harder to describe. They tell me they feel more tired than they used to, slower mentally, a little weaker month by month, and most importantly, unsure whether they're still nourishing their body the right way. Many of them eat very carefully. They avoid fat. They avoid cholesterol. They avoid foods they've eaten their entire lives. And yet, they're still tired. Here's a scientific truth that doesn't get said clearly enough. After age 50, your body doesn't need to eat less. It needs to eat smarter. Some foods may seem small and ordinary, but they play a much bigger role in preventing the body from quietly declining over the years. And eggs are one of those foods. Now I know what some of you might be thinking right now. Doctor, what do eggs have to do with aging? Aren't eggs bad for cholesterol? Isn't eating eggs every day bad for the heart? If you've ever had those questions, let me reassure you of one thing. You're not wrong. You're just using old information for a body that's entered a new stage of life. My name is Dr. David Warren. I'm 60 years old and I've spent more than 30 years working with older adults just like you. I'm not talking about nutrition from textbooks. I'm talking about real changes I've seen in my patients and in my own body. Today's video is not about convincing you to eat more eggs, and it's not about creating new fears. My goal is simple, to help you understand what really happens inside your body when you eat eggs every day after 50, when it helps and when it doesn't. Not to add vague years to your life, but to help you live stronger, clearer, and more confidently in the years you already have. Point 1. After 50, your body processes nutrition differently, and eggs no longer work the way they did when you were younger. There's a very common misunderstanding I hear almost every week in my office. People tell me, Doctor, I eat the same way I did 10 or 20 years ago. Why do I feel weaker now? The answer isn't laziness. It isn't a lack of discipline. It's biology. After age 50, 3 quiet changes begin happening at the same time. First, digestion becomes less efficient. Your stomach produces less acid. Your intestines absorb nutrients more slowly. That means even if you eat the same amount of food, your body gets less nutrition out of it. Second, your body naturally loses muscle every year, whether you exercise or not. This process is slow, it's painless, and you often don't notice it until one day you realize you're standing up more slowly, walking more carefully, or getting tired faster, doing things that used to feel easy. Third, your brain and nervous system require higher quality fuel to maintain memory, focus, and alertness. And ironically, this is the stage of life when many people start eating less protein out of fear of disease. This is where eggs begin to play a very different role compared to when you were 30 or 40. Eggs are one of the few foods that provide complete protein with all essential amino acids, are easy to digest and absorb. Don't overwork an aging digestive system. When you're young, many protein sources work just fine. After 50, how well your body absorbs protein matters more than how much protein you eat. Eggs are like high-quality building material that an aging body can still use efficiently. When people over 50 start eating eggs regularly, I often see very practical changes. Less morning fatigue, less shakiness when hungry, better balance when walking, steady energy without needing to eat large portions. This isn't a burst of energy, it's stability, and stability is exactly what the aging body needs most. If you haven't eaten eggs in a long time, or you eat very few, start simply 1 egg a day in the morning or at lunch, paired with vegetables or a light meal. Don't change everything at once. An older body responds best to consistency, not sudden overhauls. I often tell my patients this. After 50, eating isn't about proving discipline. It's about preventing quiet decline. Eggs aren't medicine, but they're one of the simplest ways to slow the gradual loss of strength. And if you've ever thought you're getting weaker just because of age, remember this. Many times the body isn't weak. It's just missing the right materials. Point 2. Heart health and cholesterol after 50. Why eggs aren't as dangerous as you were taught, but still need to be understood correctly. There's a very quiet fear I see in almost everyone over 50. It's not the fear of a heart attack tomorrow. It's the fear that one wrong food choice could slowly weaken the heart. And at the top of that list of suspicious foods is always eggs. Many patients tell me, I stopped eating egg yolks years ago. I only eat the whites. I crave eggs, but cholesterol scares me. I understand that fear. For decades, older adults were taught, eat eggs, cholesterol goes up, heart disease follows. But heart science has changed. Fear hasn't. After 50, what damages the heart most is not cholesterol from a single food. It's long-term factors like chronic inflammation, blood sugar swings, stress, poor sleep, low-quality nutrition. Your liver produces most of the cholesterol in your blood, and it adjusts that production based on your overall lifestyle, not just one egg. For most people over 50, eggs do not raise harmful cholesterol levels the way we once believed. When eaten properly, eggs can increase good cholesterol, HDL, help balance blood fats, reduce low-grade inflammation in blood vessels. The problem isn't the egg itself, it's the environment you place the egg in. When older adults stop fearing eggs and start eating them with understanding, I often see more stable cholesterol numbers, less heaviness in the chest after meals, more even energy throughout the day, less dependence on sugar and refined carbs. This isn't a miracle. It's what happens when the heart gets the right fats and protein at the right pace. If you care about your heart, remember 3 simple rules. Eat eggs with vegetables and fiber. Avoid pairing eggs with processed meats, white bread, sugary drinks, or desserts. Choose boiled, poached, or lightly cooked eggs with moderate oil. When you do that, the heart doesn't see eggs as a burden, it sees them as support. I often tell my patients, the heart isn't afraid of one egg, it's afraid of a long-term unbalanced lifestyle. If you've avoided eggs for years to protect your heart, don't blame yourself. But at this stage of life, updating your understanding matters more than holding on to old fears. Eggs don't weaken your heart. Long-term nutritional deficiency does. Point 3. Brain health and memory after 50. When forgetfulness isn't aging, but missing the right fuel. There's a moment many people over 50 recognize, but rarely talk about. You walk into a room and stop. Not because you're tired, but because you forgot why you went in there. Or you're speaking naturally and suddenly a familiar word disappears. It's right on the tip of your tongue, but it won't come out. In that moment, many people think, I'm getting old. My brain is slipping. And that thought creates more fear than the forgetfulness itself. After 50, the brain doesn't stop working. It just becomes more selective about its fuel. The brain uses more energy than any other organ in your body. To function well, it needs healthy fats, B vitamins, and one nutrient many older adults are missing. That nutrient is choline. Choline helps brain cells communicate, form memory-related neurotransmitters, protect nerve coverings. When choline is low, the brain doesn't fail. It just becomes slower, heavier, and more easily fatigued. And here's the key point. Most people over 50 don't get enough choline from their daily diet. When seniors begin eating eggs regularly, I often hear simple comments like, Doctor, my mind feels lighter. I don't feel as mentally drained. I speak more smoothly again. There's no sudden transformation, no return to a 30-year-old memory, but there is something more valuable, a clearer sense of presence in daily life. And for older adults, that clarity is worth more than any promise. If you want to support memory after 50, include eggs a few days a week. Don't remove the yolk. Eat them with vegetables and whole foods. Most importantly, don't wait until memory scares you to start caring for your brain. The brain responds best to steady nourishment, not emergency fixes. I often tell my patients, forgetting a little doesn't mean you're losing yourself. In many cases, the brain isn't declining. It's simply hungry for nutrients it used to receive naturally. Eggs won't make you smarter, but they help the brain work the way it's meant to, without struggling. And sometimes that alone brings tremendous peace of mind. Point 4. Muscle strength and independence after 50. Why muscle loss is not destiny, and how eggs help you stay independent. There's a quiet worry that many people over 50 carry with them, but rarely say out loud. It's not fear of disease. It's the fear of not being as strong as they used to be. You notice it when you have to pause for a second before standing up from a chair. A few steps on the stairs make your thighs feel tired. Carrying a grocery bag makes your hands shake. Or you find yourself walking more carefully, even though nothing actually hurts. These changes often make people think, this must just be age. Getting weaker is normal. But as a doctor who has followed older adults for many years, I want to tell you something very important. Muscle loss is not destiny. It's a process that can be slowed. After age 50, the body begins to lose muscle quietly, year by year. This process is called age-related muscle loss. It happens for three main reasons. We move less, hormones change, and most importantly, we don't get enough high-quality protein. Many older adults eat until they feel full, but they don't eat enough of what muscles actually need. There's plenty of carbohydrates, very little protein. And when protein is missing, the body has no choice but to sacrifice muscle in order to keep other systems running. This is where eggs play a special role. Eggs provide complete protein with all essential amino acids, are easy to digest for an aging digestive system, are used more efficiently by the body than many other protein sources. In other words, eggs are a type of protein that an older body can still use well. When people over 50 begin eating eggs regularly and combine that with light movement, I often see better balance while walking, less fatigue during daily activities, faster reactions when balance is challenged, and most importantly, more confidence in their own body. Strength is not just about muscles. Strength is the ability to stand up on your own walk independently. Take care of yourself and not constantly worry about falling. You don't need heavy workouts, and you don't need to eat large amounts of food. Start with something practical. 1 egg a day or every other day. Eat eggs in the morning or at lunch. Combine them with gentle movement, walking slow, sit-to-stand exercises, simple leg and hip movements. The key is that protein must go hand in hand with movement. Not a lot, just consistently. I often tell my patients, muscles are the barrier that protects your freedom. When muscles weaken, people aren't just afraid of feeling tired. They're afraid of becoming dependent on others. Eggs won't make you bulky or muscular, but they help your body hold on to what it already has, instead of losing strength silently. And after 50, maintaining the strength you have is sometimes a very big victory. Point 5. Vision after 50. Why egg yolks aren't the problem, but quiet protection for your eyes. There's something many people only realize after they pass 50. Vision doesn't decline suddenly. It fades slowly and quietly. At first it looks like reading small print makes your eyes tired. Sunlight feels harsher than before. You need brighter light at night. Screens cause eye fatigue more quickly. Many people think, it's just age. My eyes are supposed to get worse, and they accept it, without realizing that part of this decline comes from missing nutrients, not just aging. After 50, the eyes face more stress. Eye cells repair more slowly. Sensitivity to blue light increases. The risk of cataracts and macular degeneration rises. To protect themselves, the eyes rely on special antioxidants concentrated in the retina. Two of the most important are lutein, zeaxanthin. And here's what surprises many people. Egg yolks are one of the most absorbable natural sources of these nutrients. Not supplements, not expensive pills, but a part of the egg that many people removed out of fear. When older adults begin eating whole eggs, including the yolk, I often see less eye fatigue when reading or using screens, less glare in bright sunlight, better vision in low light conditions, a more comfortable feeling in the eyes, even if vision doesn't change immediately. These changes may seem small, but they have a huge impact on daily life. Reading without strain, recognizing loved ones' faces more clearly, walking more confidently at night. If you want to support vision after 50, don't remove the yolk. Eat eggs with dark leafy greens. Avoid cooking eggs until they're burned or overly dry. The natural fats in eggs help lutein and zeaxanthin absorb properly. So don't fear a little fat. Caring for your eyes doesn't require dramatic action. It simply means not accidentally removing what your eyes need. I often tell my patients, eyes don't hurt when they're undernourished. They just fade. Many people only realize this after vision has already declined, even though the eyes were asking for support long before. Egg yolks are not a burden to your eyes. They are one of the simplest ways to help your eyes age more slowly. And after 50, maintaining stable vision is preserving a piece of your independence. Point 6. How many eggs are right after 50, when they help, and when they become too much? After hearing about the benefits of eggs, many people over 50 ask me a very practical question. Doctor, how many eggs should I actually eat? Is eating them every day too much? Are there times I should avoid them? These are the right questions to ask. After 50, the issue isn't eating more or less. It's eating the right amount for your body. After 50, the body metabolizes more slowly, becomes more sensitive to excess, yet is more vulnerable to nutrient deficiencies. So eggs shouldn't be treated as a more is better food. They're nutrient dense, which means moderation matters. For most people over 50, 1 egg per day is safe and beneficial. It provides protein, vitamins, and healthy fats, without stressing the liver, kidneys, or digestion. Some people may do well with 2 eggs per day during periods of higher activity, recovery from illness, low protein intake from other foods. But this isn't necessary for everyone. When egg intake is balanced, older adults often notice breakfast keeps them full longer, fewer sugar cravings at midday, more stable blood sugar energy that doesn't crash in the afternoon. This matters because after 50, energy swings lead to fatigue and irritability. A simple approach. Eat 1 egg a day for 4 or 5 days per week. Rotate with fish, beans, or lean meats on other days. Pay attention to your body. If you feel light and comfortable, it's working. If you feel heavy or bloated, reduce frequency. For people with diabetes, heart disease diagnosed high cholesterol eggs are usually still acceptable. But eat them with plenty of vegetables. Avoid refined carbohydrates. Avoid deep frying. I often tell my patients, after 50, listening to your body matters more than generic advice. There's no perfect number for everyone, only what's right for you at this stage of life. Eggs should be a steady companion, not something you depend on and not something you fear. When you eat with understanding and moderation, the body responds clearly. Point 7. How you cook eggs after 50. The same egg can nourish you or exhaust you. There's something many people overlook that has a big impact after 50. It's not just what you eat, it's how you cook it. Many patients tell me, Doctor, I eat eggs regularly, but when I ask how they prepare them, the story changes. Eggs fried in lots of oil, eggs cooked until the edges burn, eggs paired with bacon, sausage, and white bread. Then they are surprised by heaviness after meals, internal heat or discomfort, fatigue, increased inflammation markers, blood sugar swings. It's not because eggs are bad, it's because the cooking method turns them into a burden. After 50, the body is more sensitive to oxidized oils, reacts more strongly to high heat cooking, develops low-grade inflammation from damaged foods. When eggs are cooked at very high heat or in old oil, fats are altered, proteins become overly denatured. The body has to work harder to process them. Gently cooked eggs, on the other hand, are received as nourishment, not stress. When people over 50 switch to gentler cooking methods, I often see no post-meal fatigue, less acid reflux and bloating, a lighter feeling in the morning, steadier energy throughout the day. These changes may seem small, but they accumulate and create real long-term differences. You don't need complicated recipes. Just remember a few simple principles. Choose boiled eggs, poached eggs, lightly scrambled eggs over low heat with minimal oil. Pair eggs with vegetables, onions, mushrooms, tomatoes, a small amount of healthy fat. Limit high heat frying, reused oils, daily pairing with processed meats. The same egg can either nourish you or wear you down, and the difference is how you cook it. I often tell my patients, after 50, the body doesn't like being challenged. It likes being cared for. Food shouldn't make the body struggle. Food should help the body recover. When you cook with patience and respect for your body responds with lightness, stability, and resilience over time. Closing. Now let's pause and look at the bigger picture. After 50, your body hasn't betrayed you. It simply needs a different kind of care. You don't need to eat more. You don't need complicated diets. And you don't need to live in fear of familiar foods. Eggs are a perfect example. They're not a miracle food. They're not medicine. But when used wisely, they're quiet nourishment. When eggs are eaten properly and in moderation, the heart is supported, not stressed. The brain is nourished, not deprived. Muscles are preserved instead of lost silently. Eyes are protected instead of fading unnoticed, and daily energy becomes more stable. The most important thing I want you to remember is this. Age does not determine weakness or strength. How you nourish your body does. If you've avoided eggs out of fear, you don't need to change overnight. Start with understanding, then listen to your body, then make small, steady adjustments. As a doctor, I don't want you living by rigid rules. I want you living comfortably, with knowledge. And if this video helped you feel less anxious about food, understand your body better, feel more confident in daily choices, I invite you to subscribe and join me in future videos. Every day, I share simple, calm, science-based health guidance designed for adults over 50, so you can live stronger, clearer, and more independently for longer. One final reminder, this video is for educational purposes only and does not replace personalized medical advice. If you have existing conditions or are under treatment, please speak with your doctor before changing your diet. Thank you for taking time to care for your health. Be kind to your body. It has supported you your entire life.